Darwinian evolution by itself was an enormous intellectual earthquake because what it did was show that human beings are perfectly continuous with nature, and that rather than being a separate creation created in God's image, in fact, we're complicated apes. We're not made in any particular image. We are the random result of a random blind process. Now, what many of the people of the educated classes in Western Europe in the second half of the 19th century thought was that this is no big deal. We'll be able to skate along, as we always have, with a rather ironic detachment from religious tradition. Nietzsche is far more intelligent and far more penetrating than that. He says, "You fools, you don't understand what you've done. Once you have eliminated God, if there's no God's eye synoptic view of the world, then there's no universal truth. There's just your perspective and my perspective and everybody else's perspective. You have such shallow souls. If you had any sense at all, you would realize that this is a momentous catastrophe, that God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him." Nietzsche, unlike the other intellectuals in the late 19th century, sees the implications of the collapse of religion. The world is in all eternity chaos. Chaos in the Greek tradition is compared or refers to cosmos as the alternative. A cosmos is an ordered universe. Chaos is a disordered universe. Cosmos is knowable. Chaos is not. Once we've killed God, we've also destroyed knowledge, which means science is dead, philosophy is dead, our whole intellectual tradition has suffered an earthquake-like disaster. And Nietzsche says, what do we do now? Nietzsche says the madman is the one who announces that God is dead. And he goes to the churches and he sees that people are going through the motions but don't believe this anymore. The madman says, don't you realize how catastrophic this is? That everything is now tumbling down around our heads. He describes it as falling in every direction at once. Imagine being in interstellar space. No up, no down, no front, no back. Where are we? What are we? All of this is up for grabs now. Since the Christian God is now dead, he's not kidding when he thinks, I can replace that. Because if Christianity was a human construction, well then its destruction was equally human. And if we need something to fill in the gap, Nietzsche's willing to step up and give us his best shot. He thinks Christianity is dead, so he's actually trying to offer us some way out of this labyrinth. I have a new religion for you. I'm going to revive the religion of Dionysus. Dionysus versus the crucified, because the status that rationality previously held, it can no longer hold.